Good evening. I'm Jay Dobrowolski, case planner for the project before the Planning Commission. The item before the Planning Commission is known as the Mandalay 220 kilovolt substation project, also known as Planning and Zoning Permit number 21-400-04. It is a request for a coastal development permit. The project is located east and west of North Harbor Boulevard, approximately 3/4 of a mile south of Gonzales Road. The applicant is Southern California Edison, and they will be available for questions at the hearing. The requested coastal development permit would authorize the removal of equipment associated with the Mandalay 220 kilovolt substation. That equipment is used as transmission, sub-transmission, and telecommunication lines, and it includes wood poles, a tubular steel pole, conduit, cable, and equipment. The project also includes the backfill of materials to return the site to its original condition prior to the installation of the equipment. It also includes restoration work that is designed and directed by a qualified biologist in the form of seeding or planting in the areas of ground or vegetation disturbance. The project site is not located within a general plan designated neighborhood. Some background about the site is as follows. The site was developed with the Mandalay 220 kilovolt substation in 1958. The following year, 1959, the Mandalay generating facility opened. One jet engine power unit was added in 1970. There are dozens of building permits that date back to 1963 for the power plant. The site has a few planning entitlements as follows. In 2000 and 2001, permits for a storage tank and a pipeline were approved by the planning director. In 2000, a coastal development permit to allow the decommissioning and removal of 4 oil storage tanks was approved by the Planning Commission. In 2004, 2 coastal administrative modification permits for dredging the canal were approved by the planning director. Additionally, there were 2 lot line adjustments processed in 1997 and 2004 for Edison divestiture. The project site is located along the coast. That's indicated in the green on the left side of the map. The project site has a local coastal program and general plan designation of Public Utility Energy Facility and a zoning designation of Coastal Energy Facilities. The proposed project is consistent with both the local coastal program, general plan, and zoning. That consistency is outlined in the staff report. A couple images of the project site are as follows. On the left side of the screen shows the overhead power lines that will be removed. Also in the image are some guy wires holding up the power lines. The image on the right side of the screen shows a row of poles that will be removed. A couple more images of the project site. The image on the left shows a pole that will be removed. Note the lines, overhead power lines, as well as guy lines holding up the pole. The image on the right side of the screen shows a pole that will be removed. Note the clear area of vegetation surrounding the pole. The project site is surrounded by the following uses. To the north and east are oil and gas facilities and agriculture. To the south is Mandalay State Beach, oil and gas facilities, and graded building pads. To the west is Mandalay State Beach and the Pacific Ocean. The project site is in the middle of the image, outlined in yellow. The proposed project has been evaluated for consistency with all applicable standards of the general plan, the local coastal program, and the coastal energy facilities zone. The proposed project is consistent with all of those standards, and that is detailed in the staff report. The proposed project would remove equipment associated with the substation. That equipment is designated with the blue dots on the screen. As part of the application process, the applicant submitted a biology report that details the biological resources in the vicinity of the project site. The extent of that report is outlined in the black. The image on the left shows the equipment that will be removed, designated by the blue dots. The image on the right shows the extent of the biology study. Note that the equipment to be removed is within the area of the biology study. The proposed project is not located within a general plan designated neighborhood. Therefore, this project was not presented at a community workshop. Public notices were sent for the Planning Commission hearing. To date, staff has not received any public comments regarding this project. The proposed project will be subject to conditions of approval. Some of those conditions include the following. The applicant will have up to 36 months to start construction if the permit is approved. Construction activities will only occur during the hours of 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Also, pre- and post-construction restoration plans will be required to the satisfaction of the Community Development Director. The project has been evaluated for any potential environmental impacts. The project can be determined exempt from CEQA per section 15302, the replacement or reconstruction of facilities, for the following reasons. The project consists of existing utility systems involving negligible or no expansion of capacity. The project is the replacement of that equipment with limited backfill materials to ensure that the site is returned to its original condition prior to the installation of that equipment. The project site includes restoration work as designed and directed by a qualified biologist in the form of seeding or planting in the areas of ground or vegetation disturbance. As proposed, the project will not have significant environmental impacts, and no exceptions to the exemption apply. Based on the previous presentation, staff recommends that the Planning Commission take the following actions. Find that the project is categorically exempt from environmental review pursuant to Section 15302, and adopt a resolution approving planning and zoning permit number 20-400-01, subject to certain findings and conditions. That concludes staff presentation. Both staff and the applicant are available for questions.